0-0 at Molineux is probably a fair result, Stevie. 2 shots on target in the whole game, both for Wolves. And it's a result that neither really wants, because they've got an extra game now with a replay.
Disaster for both. You know, both of these sides are looking, in my opinion, to do well in the Europa League. And what they don't need is another game. And in fact, one of them not only are going to get another game, but one on top of that as well. So it really is the worst result that either of these sides wanted today.
Wolves tried to do something a bit earlier than United. They brought on Raul Jimenez at half-time. United brought on Rashford. They were lively. There was just a lack of intensity. It wasn't like a Premier League game where both would be desperate for that final attack to try and get the extra point. But it didn't happen there, the lack of intensity.
Well, you know, Manchester United, away from home going forward, have been about as poor and uninventive as it's possible to be. The changes that Wolves made them a little lightweight up front. You know, they started the kid up front who unfortunately had to go off because he was ill. But really, United, not a surprise in my opinion. I was more surprised that Wolves didn't do more. And I was, in fact, a little surprised the way Wolves went about it. It almost seems like it was a case of give the ball to Traore, who can be dangerous, but who can also be erratic. So for Wolves, lack of invention. For Man United, kind of what we've seen away from home.
Who's the favourites now in the replay?
Neither.
Because you think, well, United should be because they're at home.
We've just seen a game with 2 shots for goal. None for United and 2 for Wolves. Try and pick a winner out of that. Again, that will depend on the sides they play. You know, if both sides pick the first team, then because they're at home, you'd have to think Man United. But at the same time, Wolves are dangerous away from home. Obviously with the pace of Traore, but, you know, with Jimenez and Neves as well. So, as we saw today, there's not a lot to separate these two sides. And regardless of the teams they play in the replay, I think we'll be thinking about the same thing.
Some claims for United for a penalty, when I think it was Dendoncker on Williams.
Was it a penalty?
You thought it was?
Absolutely. Williams gets the ball, Dendoncker gets Williams. There's your perfect recipe for a penalty kick. And even VAR didn't give it. I don't get that at all.
Right, so here's the thing with VAR. Now, I want to get your take on it about if a penalty's awarded there, VAR's probably not going to overturn it. It's probably going to stay a penalty. But a penalty's not awarded, and VAR's like, it's probably not enough of a clear error by the referee.
Whoa. See, this is the nonsense that people keep throwing out.
This is the point.
It's not clear and obvious and all this nonsense. Listen, for 100 years, when the defender goes for the ball, misses it, gets the attacker who gets there first, it's a penalty. And if you get a chance to watch a replay of that and you don't see it, I don't care what you call it, what adjectives you want to use to describe it, it's always been and always will be and should have been a penalty.
Right.
It's just a horrible decision from the guy behind the VAR.
So this is the point I want to make to back up what you've just said. How difficult is it? And they're talking about, we want to keep the play flowing. How difficult is it for the referee to go over to the pitch side monitor, to take a look? They don't want the games re-refereed from away from the stadium. That's what they're doing right now with the guy with the VAR, as you're saying. So the referee should go and have a look at that. He can make his own mind up. He can decide if he's got it wrong, rather than relying on someone in his ear saying, well, it's probably the wrong decision, but there's not enough there. That's not right.
I'm not going to argue with that. That's how it should be. But you still can't get away from the fact that it's a clear penalty. And they don't give it.
Nope, wasn't given 0-0. Replay at Old Trafford.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.